Hustleshare podcast is sponsored by Aspire. Trusted by 15,000 businesses across Asia, Aspire offers a unified suite of financial services, allowing businesses to make fast international payments to 130 plus countries, global payments at the best FX rates, and open multi-currency accounts in US dollars, euros, Great British pound, Singaporean dollars, Indonesian rupiah, and more. All accessible on via a single user-friendly platform, Aspire. And also by Uno Digital Bank, a full-spectrum digital bank licensed and regulated by the BSP. Manage your money and maximize its potential growth with a secure and trusted bank that fits right in your pocket. Open a savings or time deposit account, pay bills, shop with the Uno Virtual Debit MasterCard, or apply for a loan in the Uno mobile app today. The Hustleshare podcast is sponsored by Lark, the leading super app for work in Southeast Asia. Frustrated with juggling and paying for multiple tools for work? Hate mixing personal and business messages? Improve your team's productivity by 10 times with Lark, which combines business chat, email, video conferencing, calendar, project management, real-time translation, and much more into one super app. Trusted by companies like Xiaomi, Glints, Kumu, and Mamalu's. Get it for free at larksuite.com today. This podcast is brought to you by Salmon, your trusted source for all your financial needs. Whether you're looking for easy financing with low down payments and fast approval, or seeking high returns with their 8.88% interest on time deposits, Salmon has you covered. Visit salmon.ph today and discover how they can help you achieve your financial goals. Rural Bank of Santa Rosa Laguna Incorporated is regulated by the BSP. For any concerns, email consumeraffairs@bsp.gov.ph. Deposits are insured by PDIC up to 500,000 pesos per depositor.
So what we realize is that in this industry, no matter how much we want to make it tech, there's still something manual sa likod. And that manual is very relationships based because the transaction between the buyer and the seller in this marketplace is either favored or yung parang referral system, diba, for the longest time, or they want to feel like someone is listening to them. So that's why we kind of doubled down on the offer that yes, we're a marketplace, but we highlighted and re-highlighted that, hey, we still have a customer service assistant that would help assist you in the buying and the selling, or a tech support who will help you upload your products to begin with. So those stuff when we were starting it.
Welcome to Hustleshare, the podcast that features the daily grinds of unique hustlers around the world to show not our differences, but that our hustles are very much alike. Now here's your host, Ronster Baetiong.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Hustleshare podcast. We finally got this girl. Super duper happy because I've been talking about BuildHub. I remember talking about BuildHub in one of the daily scrums I've done. And they got funding. I was like, who is BuildHub? And I got curious. And then here we go. After 500 years of talking with Unicorn, I could have actually just messaged her pala.
Yeah, because we were friends in Facebook for a time. No?
Wait. Why did I go through? I mean, the Unicorn guys are doing so well, but
yeah. It's okay.
Could have been like, hey, reach out. Boom, bam. After two messages back and forth, we have her on the show. But without further ado, let's welcome to the show the founder of BuildHub, Miss Marika Laciste. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Okay, again, appreciate it. And thanks for correcting also my pronunciation because it could have gone sideways very, very, very quickly. But before I get carried away, as a fellow Tamashan to another Tamashan and from the same freaking college, now I know that it's not just me in Magellan anymore. Okay? Because for the longest time, it was like, no, actually, there were three. Me, Abby Victorino, which was my batchmate.
Oh.
I don't know what she's doing now. And then Magellan was a batch under me. And now it's you. the most important thing that I like, and it's for all UST non-commerce peeps will never understand, is when you came in, you're not that young because you still had pre-com.
Yes.
Okay. Because the young, it's now like, there's no pre-com.
There's no pre-com. What's pre-com? Okay. Wala na din.
All right. But before I get carried away, I need to ask you the $1 million question. Marika, what's your hustle?
Okay. So my hustle has been BuildHub.ph. We are a B2B construction marketplace. We used to be called Hubware 5 years ago, and then recently got invested on by BuildMart Technologies. That's why now we are BuildHub. Very creative, no? BuildMart and then Hubware. That's BuildHub.
Sakto. That's like a glove. I like it. Right?
Yeah.
No, but
so that's us. Yeah.
For those people who, I'm very, the reason why I'm super duper interested here is because in commerce, nobody really teaches us anything about construction. You know,
that's true.
They'll wing you with some random subjects in pre-com, and then you go doing this. So, just high level first.
Sige.
What was Hubware?
Okay, so Hubware, we focused on the B2B construction marketplace side, meaning we were basically a hardware store aggregator. We were onboarding traditional hardware stores, like the mom and pop stores in the communities, helping them go online, sell online, and then connecting them to contractors or builders. That was us. So we were helping them with marketing. We were helping them with delivery and those stuff. So that was Hubware. Yeah.
That is amazing. And the reason why I asked this is because I'm sort of in the industry. So I still am having major imposter syndrome every time that happens. Because I have this pressure washing company is almost 1 year old, right? It's Papa P. People call me people call me Papa P in the construction industry. So I joined this organization called BNI, Business Network International, and so I'm part of this chapter called BNI Rise, and they put Papa P or Papa Pressure in the classification of real estate.
Okay.
The fuck do I know about real estate?
Okay.
And that's how I understand how difficult this thing is. Because even to this day and age, in that chapter, people rely on network alone.
Yeah.
To source. Who do you have a geodetic engineer, or do you have whatever? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is.
And then you're gonna be beholden by so many things first that are not even you can't get the best price because you're limited by who you know.
Exactly.
So that's how I understand it. But before I get carried away, I need you to buckle up real quick because we're going to the Qapita. Okay. All right. Because we're gonna have to ride the Hustleshare time machine. All right. And before, again, we talk about the Qapita, I think we need to go to Taft muna. Or as well. Because you're a scholastican.
Yes.
Tama ba?
Scholastican, correct.
Right. Near Benil, right? Okay.
Yes, correct. Across Benil, near LaSalle. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Now, before we talk about school and all that, I want to understand first the very first exposures you've had in hustling. Who taught you hustling? And then what was the first few hustles that you remember doing?
Wow. I think this is a trip down very, very far
That's
away.
Why we go through the Podmachine, the time machine.
This is good. Okay, so I think the first hustle I would say was back in high school, and this is first all the girls. This is the first time I think that I'll be sharing this, publicly. When I was in fourth year, so my dad had a huge stroke.
Oh no!
And then it's okay. He had a huge stroke. So all of those things with money, with the challenges. So I had to kind of find a way. Like from an exclusive girls' school, you have the allowance. Daddy gives you this, daddy gives you that.
Yeah.
And I've always been a daddy's girl, proud daddy's girl. But suddenly it all went zero. So I had my first hustle was, I think, fourth year high school. I was to get additional allowance. I joined this parang group na you have to, yung parang you'll present the catalog tapos you'll dance first.
Wow.
So we were 5 friends. So me and my 2 guy friends and 3 girlfriends. And then we said, okay, let's go to this company, sign up. We'll go to Binondo. Okay. Sabi ko, okay, how much will we pay?
Okay, there's a lot of companies there.
Sabi ko, okay. And then this one, we will pay you 1-2. I think that was 1-2 pesos.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad, right? I was high school. This was 2009.
Yes.
So, and then we went to different Chinese companies presenting. I can't remember the product anymore. But before the sales guy comes in, we will dance first and sing. So that was the first hustle. That was one full day. It was so tiring. But it was good. It was very fulfilling.
That's a very interesting opening to that question because it comes from a time of crisis.
Yeah.
And most of the time, that's when you really know what you're made of. Because you come out, you get plucked out of your comfort zone. All of a sudden, you're thrust into a situation by that. I had a similar thing in UST. In college na. I was a varsity guy. You know how varsities are in high school and whatnot. And I come in UST. I lost 3 phones in one month. And my mom's not rich, so it's like, and it's my fault. Okay. It's my fault. I have nobody else to blame. It's my fault. And I asked my mom for the third phone. No, actually, to buy the 4th phone. She goes, I don't have money. I have makeup that I sell in my office. Why don't you sell that in UST? So, dude, I'm this varsity guy. Mayabang in a way. And then I fucking walk up. I have this big ass bag at my that I'm plucking around. And then I open that shit up. And it's full of makeup. Do you want some foundation? Lip tint? Whatever the fuck that is, right? So it humbled me. But it also taught me that, holy shit, there's this new thing that I can actually do apparently. Now for you, I want to understand that when you were thrust into that, describe 2 things. What was life pre that moment? And then when you did that, what did you discover about yourself?
I think pre that moment, I was really more of like, I hate this word, but as I grew older, it's true. I'm a bit of a spoiled brat. And it was true. My life we weren't rich, but my life was comfortable. My parents gave me a very comfortable life, a really good school. So prior to that, I had nothing but fun in my head, friends and that. And then during that moment, it's more of an intro actually. It wasn't an overnight shift na parang, okay, I'm a renewed person. But like, it was a good awakening that, hey, there's something more beyond the fun. There's something more beyond the being cool, type of kid. And there's something more fulfilling after getting something that you really worked hard for. I think that's the first one. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what did you discover about yourself after now, doing that grind of singing and whatnot? And what were you, again, before we started the episode, before she put on this background, I saw a guitar. I'm like, are you a songwriter? And then she said, oh, you have a mic. I was like, yeah, are you a podcaster? I'm like, no, I sing and write songs. I'm like, oh, okay. And I asked her, what's your jam? And she goes, Kitchinadal. Okay, you're not that far out from my age.
Lapit lang.
Okay, so, what were the songs you guys were singing? And what did you discover about yourself after doing that?
Okay, after that, I think I can sing.
There you go.
Just joking. But I think it's more of that. I actually like the hustle.
Okay.
I like the hustle. There's something about it that pushes you to like go beyond yourself. Like I can't really fully describe it because after that, like years after that, the hustle continued in different forms.
You did now, okay.
Yeah, although not with the dancing and singing, but on at a different form. So the hustle continued. In college, started doing a full. I was a full scholar in UST.
You were. Wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I was a full
wait.
academic
I gotta
scholar.
represent muna. Okay, for those people watching on YouTube, there you go.
UST Manila.
There you go. Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird when we call it UST Manila na because there's a Jensen pala and there's a Santa Rosa.
Oh, may branches
What?
na.
Okay.
I know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took up marketing management. So it's the same. It's a College of Commerce and Business Administration. Okay, St. Raymond's Building, third, fourth, fifth floor. Okay,
Tama,
there you go.
Tama. Third and fourth.
I know that like the back of my head. Okay, so
okay.
when you got there, here's the thing. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Save for probably the cream section. Okay.
Sorry, what?
The cream section, the M1, M2, the whatever, the 1 and 2 section, which my co-founder Ivy Barnachea is from, by the way.
Okay.
Wait, you probably met her. Well, no, we'll figure this out.
Okay.
College of Commerce in UST has a reputation of being tapunan.
That's true.
And I'm one of them because I wasn't supposed to be taking commerce.
Yeah.
I was supposed to take HRM or tourism. And I flunked. I didn't get in, not because I was an idiot. I passed academically, but my average conduct grade was 74. Bagsak. So they okay, now I became I was put on the wait list. I was then I had no choice. Commerce is the only one that had slots. So they put me there. I didn't know shit about business. I hated math growing up. So it's like, hala, what am I doing? And then I flunked out algebra. I'm the only guy that flunked that failed algebra in my class.
Okay.
In pre-com. First year, first sem. Hi. Okay, so what a premonition. But okay, in marketing, you're a scholar. So was business really what you wanted to take up? Because it has a different mindset. I came into commerce, eventually found myself there. And I was like, oh, okay, this was the right fit all along. But did you really want to do commerce in UST? And what was the vision back then?
Okay, wow. No, actually no.
Oh, okay.
No,
See, I told you, tapunan nga.
Oh, tapunan nga. No. Natapon ako doon.
Sorry, commerce. We love you, but local. We're great alumni na. Okay.
Hi, profs.
Okay.
No, definitely not. I was definitely not business. I didn't have that kind of entrepreneurial mentality going into college, no.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a pilot actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so weird, the varsities from commerce. After they don't make it to
commerce.
No, they don't make it to the PBA, diba? Like the UA players. Yeah. A lot of them are fucking pilots now.
I know. I wouldn't name drop one, but yeah, I had a classmate nag-extend siya and then he became a pilot.
Diba? I'm like, what? Why? Okay, it doesn't make sense, but yeah, I get it. Okay, so so you got in there, same story. You didn't want to be in commerce, but you're in commerce, whatever. We're already here. How did you maximize it? Because in fairness to commerce, let me describe my college life, and I think you went through the same thing.
Okay.
First 2 years, there we have this thing pre-com, not pre-com, it's pre-com. Okay, it's not it's not bastos. COM pre-com means pre-commerce. Okay, it's like an extension of high school. We are taking the same thing, and what I loved about it was our classes is Monday to Saturday, fine, but it's 4 hours a day lang.
Yes,
I love it. What were you, AM, mid, or PM?
AM.
Okay, so after that, you have the whole rest of the day. You can do whatever the hell you want. So describe to me, you said you did other hustles.
Yeah.
So you're AM, and the only thing that sucks is you have to be in school at 7 or 8. What did you do the rest of the day? And what are the other hustles you did?
Okay, so other hustles. One, I remember selling stuff like clothes, like just reselling clothes. And
where?
then
Physically or like online?
Physically.
You brought it to school?
No. Like within my circle, like friends, tita and tito, like those stuff. I remember, but the thing is, the thing is, I had half day for academics, but I was so active in extracurricular activities.
What's your org?
I was part of the student council, and also
You were?
part lang, not
Which
not an
student
officer.
council? Commerce or the whole university?
Commerce.
Okay.
Just commerce. And a member of UST. Oh my gosh, my memory. CAC? CCC?
So, Coffee? No.
No, Coffee is my alumni.
Unang Sinag Coalition, Lakas Tomasino.
Yeah, Lakas Tomasino. Sorry,
Oh,
LTC.
I'm
sorry.
I'm reading off of your LinkedIn, so don't be.
I'm sorry, LTC. I forgot my memory.
And then you're ISEC pa pala. Oh.
Yes, and I'm ISEC. I'm an ISECer. So those stuff. So after like school, I do that. I do some selling, and then go back to that, do some selling, and then of course sleep in between. Yeah.
I love it. Here's when my life turned around. So after I did a makeup thing in UST, I worked in a call center.
Okay.
And I was PM.
Oh, okay.
Hindsight, I should have taken AM pala because my sleep was fucked up. So full-time call center agent, because I had to rediscover I'm not a varsity anymore. It's like, all right, what is my gift? And I knew how to talk. I didn't speak like this yet.
Yeah.
But that's how I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
And then worked in a call center 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm at work. Then I'll go home, take a quick nap, wake up, lunch-ish, go to class 1 to 4.
Oh, wow.
Or 3 to 7 ba? 3 to 7 or 1 to 4. I think some around that time. And then go back home, take another nap, and then go to work that cycle. That's how I realized, like, shit, okay, I need to get my shit up. And that's also when I realized I don't want to work for someone. I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Nice.
So that's second year college. That's why I took up Entrep.
Okay.
There. And then when I took up Entrep, obviously I can't do that. My mom said, hey, don't work anymore. That's also when I became, from being the class clown, the most notorious, I became the class president and then eventually VP of STE. Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, STE was the Society of Tamashan Entrepreneurs. It was called YES before. YES.
Okay.
It changed its name on my batch. On
to
my
STE.
last year. Yeah. There. So you were the top dogs. You're in the org room. We were in the ground floor. You had a mezzanine going up to the cool kids room. Okay. So the reason why I'm making Babad on this one is because it taught me a lot about leadership. I mean, I had flashes of leadership before. I was co-captain in UST Tiger Cubs. Taught me good foundational things, but like the politics of it, the finesse of it, the preparation of how to organize something of it.
Yeah,
I learned that in being a student leader. What did that teach you? You're student council. The buck stops with you. Okay. So what was that like?
Okay, so I think leading USC. Back then as a student council, no, I'm trying to get the memory back, but I think I would boil it down to really learning or accepting that people would have different styles, and you as a leader can either be like really choking them to follow who you want them to
authoritarian.
be. Yeah, authoritarian, dictatorship, but whatever we want to call it. But what I realized is that it helped me, I think, identify what type of leader I wanted to be. So it was more of the leader that kind of like, listen to the people, adjust her leadership style depending on the person, depending on their strengths. So I think leading, because UST CNAG, I mean the council that I was leading, we were the newbie in College of Commerce. So
there's Salakot and whatever those guys,
and they're like super big, right? And has been established for how many years? We're like a startup in UST Commerce as a student council. So it kind of like everything was 0 to 1, 0 to 10, introducing a lot. So you have to really That's one, no? Leadership style. Second would be really working on whatever resources you have.
Yep.
We didn't have the sponsor like the others. We didn't have the money. So we had to fundraise. Oh my gosh, now that you've uncovered it, huh?
Yeah. So what type of fundraising did you guys do?
So, well, we really presented to a lot of companies, like our alumni, who may have the means to actually support the group. We were fundraising to other students who wanted to support us by selling stuff, basically.
Got it.
Back then, and then doing some smaller like pocket events to like really build that budget for the campaign.
Sounds good. All right. Now let's say go professionally. Okay. So after that, you went intern like a lot of the marketing peeps, Unilever, then you did ISEC. But the one that sticks out here now is you. Is it correct that the first job was in Samsung?
Yes, correct.
First of all, again, in fairness to the UST graduates, when they graduate, they come into college in commerce, they're patapon. But when they're out, they have decent jobs, huh?
Yeah,
they're decent, right? We're decent. I mean, some people really just get lost out of the fray, but majority of us, we figure it out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And again, maybe that's what life gives you. You don't really know until you realize that you're actually in the right path all along. Commerce teaches you that. So what was the role in as a product manager in Samsung? And this is tech right away. I mean, I'm not sure if this is the software side or the hardware side, but can you describe what that role was?
Okay, so I've always wanted to be in tech, like before leaving college, and then I got an offer as a management trainee for Samsung because I graduated cum laude, so parang they got like
someone who studied. You're the one who took it seriously. I was just like winging the shit out of it.
But I mean, later we'll touch on that. It's not everything.
Okay.
It's not everything. It's just one step. But that's what I've learned. So I became PM for digital appliances. It was more of the hardware side, not the software. Okay. So, but the way Samsung does things, it's really all tech, like, fast iterations, very detail-oriented. So the role was really product management, more than marketing. So we were introducing new products, from bringing it from Korea to the Philippines, understanding the market, pricing it, selling it to which channels, etc., etc., etc. And then as an MT or as a management trainee, I got to go around assigned to
throwing around the whole thing.
Yeah. And then the last one was I think with Samsung wanted to introduce lights in the Philippines. Like LED lights.
RGB? The ones
not yet smart. As in traditional LED bulbs. Okay. And they wanted to go head to head with the likes of Philips or local brands like Firefly. But and then from there I got an offer from a competitor. That's why I got out of tech and got into construction.
And this is what took you specifically. You mentioned Firefly Electric and Lighting Corporation. Yeah. Okay. My light here on my desk is Firefly. So shout out Firefly. I will just send you the invoice. Okay. That cost you $500,000. Okay, just kidding. No, again, Firefly. I love their shit.
Yeah. It's good.
And this thing lasts. This thing has been on my desk for like what, 5-6 years? It still serves me well, and it's rechargeable. I'm again being a user, and then
Baka I brought that to the Philippines. Whatever model that is.
It's FEL716. That's what it looks.
It is one of the products.
Thank you, Marika. Appreciate. I have a dash light because of you. Okay. Okay. Now, before we take our first break, 4 years and 6 months. You stayed here for a while. Started as business development and trade marketing to become product and brand management. So this for sure is foundational in your career. What was that like in Firefly?
What's good about Firefly, or at least my stint in that company, is that they let me really learn the ropes of running company. So
is it Pinoy owned ba? No.
Philchai.
Chinoy. Okay.
So Chinoy. But
Was it one of the companies you sang on? It's like, uy,
no,
get that singer. Okay.
we hire her.
Okay.
No. So they let me really learn everything. They trusted me to be, assigned to both sales and marketing and product. So I became a full-fledged intrapreneur. So building within. So I was building products. I was building businesses with accounts. I was building relationship with hardware stores. And so building brands as well for the end consumers back then. So it was more of your desk light, finding ways to get that to you.
Okay, thank you. I think I got it on the Ace Hardware. There, that's where I got it.
Oh, so many plugs today.
There's so much money to be made. When I do plugs, I will send you the invoice.
The invoice.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so it was that, and I think a lot of really realization on the pain points of the things that can be solved with tech. Coming from Samsung and then Firefly, boom.
Got it. Sounds good.
Those things.
All right. And 4 years and 6 months, what did you discover about yourself about leadership? Because it says here a lot on your LinkedIn that leadership, you actually put it twice. What about leadership did you learn? Because you already are a leader by default. What you're doing. But what did you discover about leadership? Because it's Chinoy run businesses. 2 things. So the acquirer of my second company, Chatbot PH, was a Chinoy family.
Okay.
Taught me a lot about being prepared and being above board. And at the end of the day, the importance of cash flow. Fuck everything else. Cash flow is king.
Yeah.
Okay. And cash flow meaning there's a lot of sub-metrics under cash flow. Keeping your costs low. The turnover should be high. Credit shouldn't be matagal, right? And people should pay on time and all these things. That's foundational. That's why a lot of Chinoy run businesses thrive. Because they know and these solid fundamentals that will always stand the test of time. And I'm super happy I got to understand that, because if you just drank the tech Kool-Aid, you're going to be fucked. Because especially the American tech Kool-Aid, if you do that, it's not apples to apples that will apply here. Right? Because first of all, most companies don't pay on time here. Good luck. Right? You can't just, hey, just pay through Stripe, pay through credit card. No, they're going to ask you to go to their finance
and get the check.
Pila with all the kuyas out there and get the check on their convenience.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't break the cycle. I don't know who started that, but till now in 2024, that still works. But for you, leadership and the overall learnings in Firefly, what were those?
I would say 3 things. One would be leading upwards, learning how to lead upwards. I was the youngest leader in the company.
Wow.
So as a Philchai company, they've had, long-running, trusted people, really hardworking, good people, by the way.
Lifers.
Yeah. But, as a newbie, as a newcomer, and then I was really young, you had to get that kind of respect.
Yeah.
While you're leading your, whatever I was leading that time. So that was one, leading upwards. Second would be, you mentioned about cash flow, so I won't touch on that anymore. But it was really, there's something about them on how they manage cash and numbers and profits.
Right.
Galing, diba? And how they forecast things that really kind of, helped me, because I learned that from college, diba? From commerce.
But theoretically only.
Theoretically. But this one, iba, the practical sense of really understanding your income statement, your balance sheet, I learned within that company. And last but not the least, I would say, really thinking about your customers at the end of the day. Like, what would your customer feel when they receive what you gave them? So usually, diba, we have that misconception. Not naman misconception, but at least most, diba, na if it's a Chinese company, it's all about price.
Yep.
It's all about money, and profit. But actually, what I've learned here and uniquely in this company is they're very customer driven. So you lead something not just for profit, but because to serve your customers. I mean, that was it. Yeah.
All right. Now let's take your first break, and when we come back, we will now talk about how Marika went to the Golden Arches, build Hubware, and all the way to how that became BuildHub. But let's talk about that more after the break. Hey hustlers, how are companies like Pizza Hut, Tech in Asia, and Love Bonito saving $28,000 a year? Well, Aspire is an all-in-one finance solution designed for modern businesses. Over 15,000 companies across Asia are using Aspire to streamline business financial processes, saving both time and money. Now, Aspire understands the demand of your business, and these are their offers. Lightning-fast international transfers enabling money movement across 130 plus countries, the best FX rates with no hidden fees ensuring transparency, and multi-currency accounts in US dollars, euros, Great British pounds, Singaporean dollar, Indonesian rupiah, and more, facilitating transactions in multiple currencies. And guess what? Opening an account can be done 100% online, making access to a global business account effortless. Aspire works with thousands of startups across Asia, offering an easy way to open a business account to receive investments from VCs. Aspire is backed by global top-tier VCs including Sequoia and Y Combinator, and has been recognized by CB Insights as one of the top 100 most promising fintechs globally. Join over 15,000 businesses across Asia that have already made the switch to Aspire and experience the future of business finance. For more details, visit aspireapp.com. That's ASPIREAPP.com. Again, that's aspireapp.com. And let's make business finance simple, integrated, and borderless together. Hey hustlers, money issues and financial stress are a reality we all face, and ignoring them won't make them disappear. That's why our sponsor Salmon is committed to making managing your finances easy and more accessible. With Salmon financing, you can shop to over 2,000 Salmon partner stores nationwide and bring home your dream purchases today with a low down payment starting at just 10%. Plus, it's super easy to apply. Just one valid ID is needed and you can get approved right then and there. No need to wait for payday. Just take what you need now and pay for it over time. And if you're someone that's looking for ways to grow your money, Salmon's time deposit accounts at the Rural Bank of Santa Rosa, Laguna, which is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, offers a fantastic 8.88% interest rate for a 12-month term for deposits of more than 500,000 pesos. That's currently the highest rate in the Philippines. Deposits are also insured by the PDIC with up to 500,000 pesos per depositor, so you know your money is safe and secure. It's definitely a great way to make your money work harder for you effortlessly. Since launching in 2022, Salmon has raised over $60 million and is backed by industry giants like the IFC, ADQ, and Northstar Group, ensuring they're a reliable partner in your financial journey. So whether you need financing, credit, or high-return savings option, Salmon has you covered. So visit salmon.ph today to see how they can help you achieve your financial goals with ease. Again, that's salmon.ph. Finance made easy with Salmon. And we're back from the break. We are still with Marika Laciste, who then told us the amazing journey that she had and how she got into the construction industry. But before we talk about the next journey, so is it right that while you were in Firefly, this is where you felt the itch and you saw that there's a big ass problem on construction? Because again, it thrives, but there's so many loopholes and plugs that you can actually create automation and efficiencies for. And the problem sometimes is the incumbents there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Marika. That's how they're gonna tell you.
That's true.
But what were the biggest problems that you saw while you were in Firefly that probably gave you the inception of trying to solve that?
Okay, first and foremost, data. How disorganized data is out there. Like
mano-mano.
Mano-mano.
It's written somewhere.
Literal. So, example, when we visit hardware stores, you get and these hardware stores really sell millions of pesos monthly. But when they take orders, they write it on a paper, pass it on to another person, pass it on to another person, and then use a calculator. Boom. That's it. And
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, diba? And then the way they order also, like, so basically it's data. And then even reordering, inventory management, everything was all manually done.
Correct.
And second would be, I think it was mainly more of like the lack of one area wherein everyone can really, transact and find what they need. Because we have thousands of hardware stores and sellers, construction supplier sellers in the Philippines, but they're all working in silos. They're all in different islands, different plants. Or they have their own websites. Some actually have their own websites, but sila lang.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not really very efficient, not just for the builder, but even for the seller themselves. So that's where the parang initial idea came about. Yeah.
But you let it simmer in because you went to the Golden Arches.
Yes.
Okay. And made me fat again. You and the impact of you in my life. The nuggets and everything else and whatnot. So yeah, you went to McDonald's as a senior product manager. What was this role now? Because again, you're doing brand and channel marketing for growth driver categories. Mac Delivery, 3POs, Grab Food, Food Panda, and drive-through McCafe. Again, what? It's a little bit of a tangent,
industry, no?
right?
Yeah.
What I imagine it would have been scary a little bit. What was that like?
Well, it was really for me a culture shock. Parang coming from in a good way. In a good way, diba? From hardwares, from totally manual to something totally innovative and digital. Because I wasn't handling the chicken, I wasn't handling the burgers. I was handling the business extension side, which is delivery, the app, McCafe, those stuff. Their drive-through. And it was super, super different in the sense that it's a bigger company, of course. It's an international company. Many people were doing many things. And you're very focused on one thing. And but I think it was a shock at first. But you know, the culture in GADC or McDonald's have always been very kind of like looking back, it was like a startup feel. Because the way people were trained there, that you have to always think of something new, think of something different, how
it's
to
like
be better.
College of Commerce all over again.
Yes.
Pagalingan in the org room.
Pagalingan in the org room, and everyone was really good. Everyone was really excellent. And then while I was, there, I learned a lot about tech again. I mean, I kind of parang got a good refresher of the opportunities to go digital. With the apps and all. But pandemic happened midway.
Boom.
So boom, everything changed. Yeah. Okay. So it was we were the only category who was open. Yeah.
Yes. So how did you get, then all of a sudden spotlights on you? You were the lifeblood literally of the company. Your categories. How did you respond to that? Because again, nobody had the freaking playbook very early in the pandemic. I mean, we were now adept to that. If another pandemic happens, okay, we good. We know how to cope. But what was that like?
Okay, so the first 2 months, actually the first month, I think from March to April, and everyone was closed, everything was closed, and it was just us. I think it took us the whole team a week to finish the playbook.
Holy shit.
That fast. And I can't remember a time that I really worked harder in my life, but during that time, hardest pala in my life, but during that time, not just hard work during the first few weeks, but really the type of pressure that you have. Really, oh my gosh, I'm a new person. I want to do this. Everyone's looking at me. What the fuck am I doing? Those stuff. But I mean, God has a way of, reminding you of your true path. I think no. During that time, first week of April, my dad, who was a stroke patient, had another stroke.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And then it's okay. I mean, it's been 4 years, but thank you. And he died. Yeah, I can laugh at it now. Because looking back, oh my gosh. I mean, all the types of learning, like soft skills, character development, professional development. It kind of like, I had an MBA in life in a span of 6 months. So that was that year. Man, it's okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was when I had that kind of pause and then said I had to take a break to really think about how to move forward in life.
Wow.
And that's the segue soon to Hubware. Yeah.
Okay. Now that's what I want to now find out.
Go ahead.
Couple things. So you took a break. I like that the entrepreneurs
you can ask me anything. It's okay.
Entrepreneurs can be toxic to themselves.
Yep.
I'm guilty of this. I don't know how to give up. You're gonna have to fucking kill me to make me give up.
Yeah.
I did step back in my first startup when it failed. Not because I wanted to give up. I fought that tooth and nail to the end. But not because I own na. No, it's because it actually took two things for me to realize it. That, you know what, it's okay if you just step away. Somebody talk to me about it. I even wrote an article, and I think it's still up there. In about the 13 and why my startup failed. I wrote about it. I was crying. I was fucking writing that down. But I also had to just step away because there were no more moves. Game over na. Like in a game, you've ran out of lives.
Right.
But I was fighting till the last life. And that toxic cycle of not being able to give up can actually hurt more majority of the time.
Yeah.
Than give benefit. I love that you actually took a step back. Because
Thank you.
Entrepreneurs typically, as they become founders, they don't. Wala na. That's out of the. That's why for those people that there's several types. There's founders na one punch. Ayaw na. Like, wait, okay. Which is normal. First time founders like, oh, I tasted my own blood. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to punch you in the face. Right? But that's when it starts. When you taste your own blood.
Yes.
But there are people naman who gets punched in the mouth like me. I have no teeth anymore because I keep getting punched in the mouth, but I pull through. But there are times that, you know, it's worth it. But there are times where maybe it's not.
Yeah.
What did you learn when you stepped back? Because I can't relate because I've never had the opportunity. I've always needed to step up. Not because I wanted to. Because I needed to. Because I need to provide for my family as a breadwinner. But when you did this step back, what did you learn? How did that put things into perspective? And I guess how did that turn into Hubware?
Okay, I think the biggest learning I had during that short break would be how short or how finite time is really.
Yeah.
And if beyond money, actually, which is what I've been chasing for the longest time, time is actually the biggest resource.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that I would be doing in my life after that period, it would be something that was worth my time.
Yeah.
So I think most of starting entrepreneurs or founders would really, and it's not bad. We all start there, right? I mean, we want to be rich, right? Who doesn't want to be wealthy, right? But what we fail to usually remember is that money, you can, if you fail, you can start again. You can start another company. Yeah. You can find a new business model, new revenue model. But time, that's done.
And life.
So you have end life, and that's done. That's very short. So you
can't respawn after you fuck this up.
Exactly. So time. That was really it. Time.
Got it. So when time and being in control, and then that's it. So when you realize that, that's how you become an entrepreneur. Because like for me, yes, I work hard, but I find pockets of time where like, this is sacred to me. This is my time with my mom, with my wife. Sorry, that's non-negotiable, and I don't need to ask permission from anyone that, hey, can I do this? Like, no, fuck that. This is my time, right?
Exactly.
I don't need to ask permission. There's responsibilities that I need to do, which I gladly do. But when it's time to make that switch, or I need to just, you know what, I need to rest. Wait lang. Okay, so you guys figure this out. I'll rest. I don't need to ask permission to do something with my time. That's what entrepreneurship gives you.
Exactly.
It's not a job. I'm not punching clocks to go OT. Of course, I go OT more than that, but because I gladly do it. Not because I have to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Now, Hubware. Let's talk about Hubware. So you saw the flashes of the problem while you were in Firefly, right? How did you build this, and what made you choose this problem to solve?
Okay. So the idea or the problem has always been there in my head, like when I was in Firefly. And then after the break, I kind of had this like short business plan already of what I wanted to do. But what I realized was that I didn't, number one, it takes a lot of capital and resources to do that.
Yep.
And number two, knowing the industry, you need an industry expert inside to be able to penetrate the industry. So back in 2021, I was doing the research, looking for co-founders. And then I was in LinkedIn. This is actually a very funny LinkedIn love story. So I was browsing through LinkedIn, and there was just one already existing, launched like 2 years ahead.
Okay.
With the same model, same idea.
Okay.
It was Hubware.
Oh, so it already existed.
Got
it.
Okay. And then I reached out for how many months? And I said, hey,
who is this person?
It's John. Hi, John. John Barron.
There you go.
So he's the industry guy. He's a contractor, also a hardware store owner.
Got it.
But no tech side, no marketing side. So no business dev side, no corporate side. So I reached out to him in LinkedIn. I said, hey, I have this idea, very similar with yours. But back then, his business model was focused on franchising.
Which works again.
Which still works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which still works. And I said, okay, I wanted to understand more. Let's talk. Let's explore intro calls. And then, we had a few meetings until we realized, okay, what if we just work together? And then help me, because he was a solo founder. He had no one with him. He had help, of course, with him, but he was really just the one doing it alone, leading it alone. And then, I'm so happy that actually that opportunity came, because if I looking back, if I did this alone,
be in the same boat.
Sure, fail agad. Like in a year probably, I would have run out of cash or time.
So there's luck involved here, because most I just recently had this epiphany that good co-founderships do not happen all the time.
Yeah,
because there's always going to be friction, and a lot of the it's not a one size fits all. But if you had prior experience working, at least professionally, not the tropa that people think that it needs to be. No, you have to have had bled at the same time and toiled at the same time. And you reach out to John. You're lucky because it worked, because it could have gone sideways easily.
Yeah.
Right, where your startup could have gone awry. But two things I want to know: how did you? If sometimes the mindset of a solo founder is, this is my baby. Screw you. Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Right. He let you in, and how did that happen? And number two, how did you find the dynamic to work well together?
Okay, how did that happen? I think from my own lens, I would say that he needed help, and he was humble enough to accept that. Okay. That's number one. At the same time, he knew that he had the resources that I do not have. And so we both had the understanding that we complement each other, and that after the pandemic, right, this could be something else altogether if we work on it together.
Yeah.
So that was one. Number two, I think sometimes kasi parang it's out of greed also. The challenge of like really building this together is out of greed. When you ask too much of something, you never really find
a level playing field.
Level playing field. So I guess I was at a point that time that I knew that I had a lot of yung nami ka pang kakaining bigas. When it comes to the start, di ba? Start. Bukas pa yun. Okay.
Now I want to go back. Okay.
And then, yun. So, parang I kind of had a decent deal with him.
Okay.
Not the type that you own majority of everything already.
Mm-hmm.
But that was our deal. And then third, sorry, what was your
How
second
did you find the
question?
dynamic of working together?
Yeah, we clearly set the roles and responsibilities of each other and what we can bring on the table. I think that was very important from the very beginning. And hey guys, that's very, very important for everyone who's starting a business or a startup. Please put it on paper. Right. So that was really it. We were very clear from day one what he can contribute, what I can contribute, what should he expect, what should I expect from him, and what annoys me, what annoys him. I think that was it. So I think that was it. Yeah,
that's great. And you guys were what I like about it is that you already set those boundaries, but at the end of the day, you're fighting for the same goal.
Exactly.
And obviously this turns out well down the road. But now I want to understand the business model.
Okay.
Because I always say this when I mentor startups. Right?
Okay.
If you can, please don't do a marketplace. If you can.
Okay.
Because marketplaces or two-sided markets is easily, if not the hardest, one of the hardest business models you can chase. Why? Because there's two sides of the equation that you do not have control over. And you're at the mercy of each side, the supply side and the demand side, for you to make money. Okay? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing a marketplace straight up. But if you have a cheat code over, say, the supply side, and you can aggregate to make it look like it is a marketplace, then yes, go ahead. So now you have the ability to get good margins, to source this out, blah, blah, blah. And then the only question mark na lang that you have to figure out is the demand. Where the hell are the users going to come from? But if both are question marks, please don't do it. Okay? Because you're just going to, you're at the mercy of people for it to work. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. But you guys did it. You're the anomaly. How did you make it work to the point that first of all, it's B2B, right? It's hard because if the other side, the supply side, the hardware owners are not even digital, how the hell did you even get that done, right? And then the demand side, I'm not even sure if people search shit out online right away.
Yeah.
So these are two things you had to educate first. How did this work?
Okay. So first and foremost, we are, John and I were lucky that they had an experience. They were hardware store owners to begin with. So they had the knowledge, like firsthand experience of what the problem is really and what they needed. I'm also lucky that I had the marketing or macro background when I was in Firefly.
Macdo.
Pwede rin Macdo. And then we kind of gelled that together and to rebuild the pivot to position Hubware again after 2020. Reposition Hubware again after 2021. So what we realize is that in this industry, no matter how much we want to make it tech, there's still something manual sa likod. And that manual is very relationships based because the transaction between the buyer and the seller in this marketplace is either favored or yung parang referral system, diba, for the longest time, or they want to feel like someone is listening to them. So that's why we kind of doubled down on the offer that yes, we're a marketplace, but we highlighted and re-highlighted that, hey, we still have a customer service assistant that would help assist you in the buying and the selling, or a tech support who will help you upload your products to begin with. So those stuff when we were starting it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now, how did you get the initial traction? Because again, it's always easy to say, "Hey, we have access," but again, in a two-sided market, those things need to be aligned in a straight line. I have this, but again, there needs to be a transaction, because that's only how you're gonna make money. How did you build that other side to make it work?
So pre-pandemic, John already tried going to PhilCon, like trade shows, to introduce the first year, no. post-pandemic, of course, all the shows were gone. So we decided, I decided that we now go digital. Talagang full-fledged digital, introing, penetrating Facebook groups, hiring someone to, do, not trolls, pero talagang reaching out, and reaching out to these communities. And we got a lot of, I think, traction from working with existing chapters of like for example, we worked with UAP, like United Architects of the Philippines.
Yes.
We worked, we presented to PCAB, we presented to TTI, and then joined a lot of construction events and also tech events. So I think, like looking back, that was my main sprint or hustle.
Nice.
In Hubware, I kind of really introduced Hubware in the tech space. I remember going into events knowing no one, like zero. I went there like, hi, like having that awkward smile, like presenting your product. Do you know?
Don't worry, 90% of the people started out like that too.
So it was a good experience. And then from there, you get referred to someone, and then someone referred you to someone. And then, we all of a sudden after after a few months, actually, in 2021, we landed the final pitch. And then after the final pitch, the OST, Startup Grant Fund, and then the rest was history.
There you go. Now, what were the biggest turning points? Is it sometimes that it leads back to like that magic moment, like boom, you see it in the numbers, you see it that you've turned the corner. When did that work?
Okay, I think it was after it's not really boom wow. It was more of boom oh no. Honestly.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Because you're right, marketplaces is hard, like super hard. What we realize is that we're getting traction, but not enough to sustain the business.
Okay.
Numbers were growing, but not fast enough. We were burning, but not earning. So the boom period it's more of, this is our make or break period.
Okay.
We need to figure out how to solve the bigger problem that we've identified, but we cannot do it alone, like me and John. So we had to look for alternatives, like either investors or partners, to help us solve.
Bridge it.
Yeah, the pain point, which was, this is the what was underneath it, financing and logistics. That was the biggest pain point.
Okay.
And
can you expand on that for those people who don't understand? Like, what about financing and logistics?
So right now, until now, actually, most of the transactions between contractors and hardware stores or even distributors, they pay in cash.
Yep.
So imagine you're a contractor building a house or a building, a commercial building, and that, for example, progress billing yun eh. Parang every week, diba? You get,
Yep.
After this milestone, you get paid. After this milestone, you get paid. So while you're waiting for that milestone to happen, you have to buy the supplies already.
Correct.
But you don't have the cash because you haven't been paid. So that's one. So that's where financing comes into play, that most of the buyers are looking for an alternative way to purchase and build. And we had that in a smaller scale by letting contractors pay via credit card. So we had Paynamics within our platform. But it wasn't enough because the values that they needed were higher. Okay. And some sellers would not want credit card payment. So that's one, diba? So second would be delivery, because we were an aggregator.
Got it.
We didn't hold any inventory. So we relied on the hardware store's fleet or delivery trucks to deliver, which sometimes some of them took fast naman to deliver, but some didn't. Right. So the standards weren't no. So that was the two main pain points. So they wanted it fast. Buyers wanted it fast, but they wanted to pay in credit or in terms, like whether 30 days or 60 days. But the seller had only one truck and ayaw ng pautang.
Yes.
So
Of
that
course,
was it.
they're a cash business also.
Yeah.
It was like Chinoy also. Like, no, I'm not gonna do
Not
that.
gonna do.
So how did you break that mold? Because there's long withstanding, say, fundamental rules that these people, again, if I'm not willing to budge, then you have a Mexican standoff. Nobody's gonna do shit, right? Like, all right,
Yeah.
nope, not building that. How did you change the dynamic there?
Okay, dynamics wise, we are about to change it. So that's the part that we are about to change it. So luckily, I'm a graduate of Alibaba Entrepreneur.
Oh, you
class
did?
in
Okay, cool.
2021.
You know what? You, Magellan, Abi Victorina, all commerce,
Yes.
UST. did
Also
that.
Alibaba.
I'm the only one who didn't.
Talaga?
Womp,
You should.
womp. No, too old na eh. Okay. Too old. I don't want to go. In another life, maybe, but not anymore. I'm good. Thanks.
You can be an honorary member. Oh.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tito Jack. Okay.
But yeah, I think we were batchmates. I know Abby. No.
Abby is my batchmate.
I mean in Alibaba. In Alibaba. Abby Victorina.
Okay.
I don't know if. Yeah, I think 2021.
No, she got to meet Jack Ma himself.
No, she was part of the e-founder. Sorry, that's a different school. That's a different school.
Yeah. So the Alibaba thing there.
Yeah, mas elite school siya.
Again, I don't know. She has a picture with Jack Ma. That's it.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that I took that in 2021, and then you're right. Sometimes hard work and then hard work and then hard work, and then when opportunity comes,
boom,
You're ready.
Correct.
Right. So I had 3 years. Oh, sorry, almost 4 years of hard work waiting for that opportunity to come.
Correct.
And we were down to our last 7 months of runway. Yeah. So, and then last year, I don't know. I went to the Alibaba graduation class of 2023. I was there at the side by the bar, literally by the mobile bar. And I was just drinking. Now, okay, what am I going to do?
Like you're in Tapsi.
Like I'm in Tapsi, which is, by the way, closed already.
Sorry. That's the one that's closed now. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then all of a sudden, there's a new B2B construction marketplace who just launched.
Oh.
And it
What's
was
the name?
BuildMart.
BuildMart. Owned by whom?
Richard Lim.
Okay.
And other Andre Bernal. There were, I think, 5 of there are 5 of them. Yeah.
Who is Richard Lim and who are these folks?
So they are also 3 of them are graduates of Alibaba batch 2023.
Okay.
It was their graduation. I didn't know that it was gonna happen there. We were gonna meet each other there.
Okay.
And then we got introduced that, hey, you guys are doing something similar.
Mm.
And then they knew about us already because we've been doing this for a longer time already. And then Richard said, kayo pala si Hubware. Ito kami. Ganyan, blah. And then Richard's background, hi Richard, he's been more than 18 years in the construction industry. Distributing one of the biggest brands of cement in the Philippines. So he started that hustle, but on the traditional side. In Visayas. And
That's
then I think, if I remember correctly, that's when he wanted to really find his way to tech and build everything digitally because he already had that experience, 18 years.
Who must have been the tech person in the room somewhere in the bar? There you go. Drinking like it's the pita and all over.
And then we had a couple of meetings last year and then we decided, okay, this is us, this is you, this is our situation, that's your situation. We just help each other. Let's build this vision together.
There you go. All right, we'll cliffhanger this out muna real quick because we'll talk about how that works and then we'll talk about how everything else transpired and of course how they plowed through during the dark times in
Hubware.
In Hubware, sorry. Your names are too similar in doing everything. But let's talk about that more after the break.
Hey hustlers, wish there was an easy way to open a bank account and grow your money without the hassle of lengthy application process and income documents? Well, I got good news because today's sponsor, Uno Digital Bank, is here to help you achieve your financial goals. You can easily open an account with the Uno app in just 5 minutes and one valid ID. And as one of the 6 digital banks licensed by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the company is committed to providing customers with simpler, better, and more accessible banking. Last year, Uno Bank was recognized by the Asia Banking and Finance Awards and bagged the title Open Banking Initiative of the Year due to the success of its partnership with GCash, one of the Philippines' leading mobile wallet platforms. And with the Uno mobile app, you can access an hashtag Uno Ready savings account and enjoy daily interest crediting. With their hashtag Uno Earn or hashtag Uno Boost time deposit accounts, you can enjoy a high interest rate of up to 6.5% per annum. Enjoy monthly payouts with hashtag Uno Earn and flexible tenors with hashtag Uno Boost. Other app features include pay bills, the Uno Virtual Debit MasterCard, life insurance, scan and pay with QRPH, and loans. And the one thing that I really love about Uno Digital Bank is they're open to collaborate with a lot of Filipino startups. I've had a chance to see the partnerships that they've had lined up with the startups that they have, and it's truly exciting to see how a digital bank like Uno can enable startups to unlock the power of fintech through digital banking. So if you're ready to elevate your banking experience, download the Uno mobile app today from the Google Play Store or App Store. Or if you want to collaborate with them, I'll be happy to give you an intro. Just shoot us an email at hello@hustleshare.com. Hey hustlers, how many apps are you using at work these days? 5, 10, 20? Let's face it, there are chat apps for internal communication and emails for external, Cloud Drive for docs and wikis, calendars and video conferencing, spreadsheets and project management software, and probably yet another tool to connect them all. It is a mess. And if you're collaborating with cross-border colleagues, partners, or suppliers, it gets even more complicated. And don't you find it disruptive when your personal and business messages get mixed up? And if this sounds painfully familiar, switch to Lark, the leading super app for work designed to increase your team's productivity by 10x at an unbelievable fraction of the cost. With Lark, manage projects, chat with your team, build a knowledge base with wikis, and automate workflows such as approvals without code effortlessly from one app. No switching or integration needed. Join fast-growing companies in over 125 countries, including Xiaomi, Glint, and the Philippines' very own Kumu and Mama Luz, who trust Lark as their workplace super app. I've started using Lark myself for our pressure washing business service, Papa Pressure, and I'm totally loving it. Want to see how Lark can revolutionize your business? Click the link in the description or download Lark for free at larksuite.com. That's larksuite.com, the productivity super app every business needs.
And we're back in the break. We are still with Marika Laciste, then told us the amazing thing. Again, luck happens when you're ready. There's a lot of people, when the opportunity strikes, or when the opportunity to like capitalize enters their life and they didn't do the pre-work, it's there, but you're not ready.
Exactly.
You're caught with your pants down. Wale, you're not gonna be able to pounce. Yeah. And I understand and I respect the grind where you have 7 months of runway, right? I know how that feeling is, because for the last 18 to 24 months in PNA, our runway at most was 2 months.
Wow.
There were months where, holy shit, it was 0.5. I don't even know how I'm going to make payroll and whatnot. This is easily the hardest shit I've ever gone through. But you're right. Just similar to how you guys did it. You just got to be ready. And this is the scary part of being that entrepreneur who never quits.
Yeah.
Because you feel like, as long as I still have a move, kaya pa, let's go. Right? Yes. As long as I'm able to pay the guys and the lights are still on, kaya pa, let's go. But deep inside, shit, I want to throw up. Right? Yeah. Like, oh my God, this doesn't even make sense anymore. Right? Yeah. But again, that's what founders do. That's how founders hustle. So yeah, like you guys, eventually we locked out. I'm not gonna tell Muna because I'm still in stealth mode a little bit. But we locked out. We were ready when the opportunity came and stars aligned again. Okay. Because you just gotta have there will be in startup life, there's really that moment when things go right and then boom, you're in the valley of death. how long? It depends. I don't know. But it's what you do during the valley of death and what you learn about yourself and how you prepare and how you iterate and do everything. That when the right opportunity strikes, then you're ready. Then you're ready to go out. Granted, also, you don't give up.
Right.
There you go. And you stick to your fundamentals. Just fix it. One thing at a time till that point where, boom, ready na ulit. Right? And you saw that opportunity. And when this meeting in the graduation happened, you mentioned that Richard had the same thing. What I liked is that they don't think zero-sum. So a lot of people in other traditional environments, ooh, there's only 2 players in the thing. I will fight you. I will have a zero-sum mentality and I'll screw you guys up. How did that happen that when you guys met up, instead of trying to kill each other, you ended up like, hey, why don't we just work together?
You know what? I honestly, parang looking at it now, I think it was the alcohol. just joking. I placed something there. Joke. I'm just trying to make it
I
work.
love it.
But
they drugged you guys out. Like a
that's the secret. That's the secret.
Sneaky. Okay.
The Pitan way. But
Boy, we don't do that.
Joke lang eh. That was a joke. Okay. I think it was really being honest with what we needed and then what they needed.
Okay.
No.
And their strengths were their weaknesses and their weaknesses were their strengths.
Yeah.
Is that more? Okay.
Yes. Because John and I started co-founding this because of that transparency.
Mm-hmm.
So working now with BuildMart, back then, we just really became honest with what their strength, what strengths we had and what they had that we needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the guys, Richard, Andre, and the rest of the BuildMart founders, they've seen the potential. They've seen how much work needs to be done in this industry to really change it.
Yeah.
And they just started in the tech space.
Nice.
So, combining that, diba? Parang okay, that's a parang easier path to take than really starting again something that you can fast track by learning from the original ones.
And it's a big problem that I feel like it really needs collaboration to be solved.
Yes.
With multiple fronts. Because if you're just like, all right, zero-sum, you're basically just dividing people off of choices that are very similar. Whereas a collaboration would have actually made more sense.
Exactly. And I think after that, it was the discussion was more on how to do it already. It's not we kind of skipped the part of like
First
back
date.
and forth. Oh, Nina. Parang we just really everyone was aligned that we just wanted to make this work.
But again, in a perfect world, everything would be great. I've been in an acquisition before as well, where there was a honeymoon period, and then all of a sudden, like, shit, what's going on?
Yeah.
There's this thing that you do in it. But when you decide to collaborate like this and basically combine, technically the vehicle was an investment of BuildMart to Hubware. Sorry, I'm confused. Okay, so this happens. It's an investment, but technically you guys are kind of working together now in one entity, right? What were the difficult parts? Because there's always going to be adjustments from both sides.
Of course.
Regardless of how pure your intentions are. What were those adjustments like?
I think first and foremost, it would be on like adjustments on the ways of working.
Okay.
Because they're a bigger team, bigger board. Originally, it was just me and John. So it was just two of us talking batuhan of ideas, do this, do that. But now, the way they work is more professional, more structured. Because they came from a bigger company, of course. It's 18 years of business and combined.
There.
So, now we have a 6-member board discussing everything every other week, having that vote, agreeing on things before we actually implement things. We also have a bigger, the second would be, you have a bigger staff now to think about than, we very lean, starting very lean now. You have a lot of culture
How
to
big
think
is the
about.
team?
Yeah. Right now, shared services in total about 100.
Shit! Wow!
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Mm.
Okay, but it's nothing new. You've had similar, or probably even bigger before.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was it. So I think people management would be the biggest challenge right now, because new values, new culture, new ways of doing things. And then second would be, I think that this would be always, I mean, in any tech company, the tech side of it or the product side of it, like which part to focus on and not to focus on. Because as entrepreneurs, you want to do everything, right? We wanted to do everything.
Yep.
But we also agree that also we've decided like, but we focus on these first three things first. And then put this on the pipeline first. So those things in the first 6 months. And I can't think of other things right now. I mean, I'm again, another word, I don't want to call it lucky because it's kind of, it defeats the whole purpose of hard work. Pero it's really sometimes luck.
Yeah.
That I have partners now who are very hardworking, very visionary, that like just really want to work on this project regardless of the situation. So,
and it's luck because again, for me, the definition of luck that I like to go by is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
So there is. So again,
so it's luck. Tama.
And when you're not prepared and you didn't put the dues before, when it strikes again, when your pants are down, you're not ready, wale, it's gonna pass through you. Right? During those hard days. Now, again, with this, when the Avengers assembled, technically, what's up next for you guys, and what are you guys trying to build? Because the problem's still there,
right.
And this requires a lot of, hustling and still a lot of work to really solve. Because problem with being first mover in things like this, there's an evangelization period. And with the evangelization periods, typically there's a pushback. Again, a lot of the people that you're going to be wanting to actually, the biggest fish will say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't tell us how to do our business. Okay? But you're going to have to do it one at a time, right?
Yeah.
What's next for you guys, and how with this team, how is that going to materialize, and what's the grand vision now that you guys are now together?
Okay, so we really want to be the leading operating system of the construction industry, and that's a long road to take, but we're focusing now, doubling down on solving pain points on logistics and financing.
Okay.
So financing, we're actually doing the credit already ourselves.
Yan na.
So
okay.
So it's under the name of Build Credit. It's a sub-product of BuildHub, where pre-approved like contractors and hardware stores can buy in a 30-day term or 60-day term. Depends.
Now there's terms.
Yes. And then second would be really doubling down on our fleet. So internally, through the network of and the resources of BuildMart, we were able, and Starport Group, we were able to acquire as well a fleet of 10 trucks already owned by the company and 1 vessel in Visayas.
Nice.
So that's what that's of course on top of the third party logistics like Transportify, Lalamove, who helps us continuously. But I think in the next 2 years, that would really be our growth path. Really focusing on financing, solving financing, logistics, and of course, expanding nationwide by the end of the year. And eventually, really be that leading operating system, solving pain points across the value chain in the construction industry. And we believe as a team now, I mean, we are the Avengers.
Right.
And me plus the other 6 guys, that's about more than 70 years of consolidated experience in the industry. And that's why we believe that this group can actually make that happen.
Okay, sounds good. I'm rooting for you. I'm pretty sure you're going to be doing amazing stuff. But let me address another elephant in the room. You mentioned it. You and the other 6 guys. Being a female founder, right? In a very testosterone-filled industry, which is male-dominated.
Yeah.
Right? How are you able to really carve your own path? Because again, we need more women entrepreneurs. And by the way, shout out to the women entrepreneurs. You guys are killing it. Right? The last 3, just the last three biggest fundraisers just this year, all female. So big shout out to Jess Demesa of Kindred, Nina Dizon of Colorette, and Camille
nice.
and
Congrats,
Jawe
guys. Congratulations.
Of Hive Health.
Mm-hmm.
All female in the span of a few weeks. Holy shit! But again, we need more. How are you in an industry like this, Marika? How are you able to stand your ground without being thrown the oy diyan ka lang sa gilid card?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I get that a lot. And, my answer to that really is just one thing. I mean, and this is my biggest advice to women leaders as well, that regardless of industry or business that you want to take in, you have to believe in yourself and the confidence that you bring in the table. And with that kind of confidence and belief in yourself, your counterparts would respect that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would be in this kind of position of being respected in when I'm doing if, again, I didn't prepare for it. Like, I mean, how many years, right? I paid my dues. So, and then second, I think it's also not to antagonize other men, but it also, there's a big factor of having, guy partners, male counterparts who actually respect the grind of women leaders. And I mean, life is unfair, right? I mean, we can't ask that from everyone.
Yep.
You would have that's the reality. You would have male counterparts who would choose to lead alone, right? Yep. But I am, again, lucky that I am with male counterparts who actually respect me and what I bring in the table. So,
okay, sounds
it
good.
comes two way. Parang it takes two to tango talaga. It's not just me. The counterparts also play a big role.
But I'm also curious on one last thing about women leadership, because again, let's call it what it is. Most boardrooms are dude filled.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Most.
Most.
I'm seeing more diversity, but in terms of headcount, it's still more dudes.
Right.
And we need a little bit more inclusion in getting more women up there. But it takes two to tango also. I feel like women, two things, and I hope I'm right. I don't want to be wrong on this one.
Go ahead.
Women need to be given more access and opportunity to rise up to the occasion, to that level where, you're not just one down, like you're really there making a decision and leading. And again, look at the startup ecosystem now. Three of the top, as we're recording this, all women powered. Okay. The Spice Girls are happy in the 90s. If they only knew their effect there. But the second thing is more women need to step up. Yeah. They need to step out of the shadow of whoever shadow they're under.
Yeah.
To really I will rise above this and show you, the Spice Girls trained as well in the 90s. But would that be fair? And then my question now is, last question. Just like us dudes, there are days where, holy shit, what am I doing? And we run to people. For you, Marika, who do you run to when on those days na shit? Imposter syndrome again, because you cannot handle it alone. I don't care how good you are in doing rah to yourself. There are days that just not enough.
Right.
Who do you run to for advice? Given that you're also, again, a female founder, it has nothing to do with the gender.
Yeah.
But do you also have female founder friends? Do you run to help to give you perspective on nuances that you need to overcome? And what's the best advice you've received in this scenario?
Okay, wow. Super right on time. The question is super right on time because I'm in the process of actually looking for female mentors.
I have a group. My wife is part of it. I will intro my wife to you.
Oh, thank you.
There's this female WhatsApp group of female founders.
Okay, yeah, please.
Right after this recording.
Yeah. But unfortunately right now, for me, I have really excellent mentors. But they are, not unfortunately, still fortunate. But my point is, I still want to look for that female, model going through exactly the same challenges as I am. But I I have peers who I go to in the startup space. And we kind of share our challenges in the space and then share notes. But recently I have a new mentor and I've been learning a lot from him. And he's a he, but also he respects a lot of she. Okay. So shout out to Sir Steve C.
Wow, boss team.
Yes, yeah.
The best in the business.
Yes,
the biggest unicorn
definitely.
Sunicorn.
Sunicorn, yeah. And I think I've been blessed to really, for weeks now. I think we're on our 5th week now in doing that mentorship program with him. And what I've learned just last week is about how much entrepreneurs or founders need to learn the 2 other Qs. So he has, diba, we only use like IQ, EQ. The third one is AQ.
Adversity quotient.
Yep. And as an entrepreneur, you have to have high AQ. Super high AQ. But the last one, which is I think my favorite, and I'm still learning up to this day, is HQ.
What is HQ?
Humility quotient.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and he's a classic example of this, that the more successful you are, the more humble you become.
Exactly.
Because if you look at Startup PH, so I'm just going to call the Startup PH. I'm an admin there, but there's so much bullshit happening right there right now.
I know.
It's embarrassing. I don't know. And the OGs, the real OGs, the real builders of Startup PH, the real founders don't have time to even fucking do bullshit out there because we're all busy. So just know that whatever is happening in Startup PH is not a reflection of the real things. The noisiest cans are always empty. Mic drop. There you go. Okay. And the humblest of peeps do not need to prove anything in Startup PH.
Yeah, that's true.
There. Sorry. I just had to make it with that
That's
HQ.
true.
Because you don't see Steve C flexing shit there. People know that the biggest respect you can get as a founder is when your peers respect you and they speak highly of your name on doors or your rooms that you're not there.
Yes, that's true.
That's what it is. When people talk about you in a positive light, you know you've made your mark. And you don't need to freaking put that as a trophy case in your trophy. It's because you know that your work has done an impact.
Yeah.
And Steve C is a classic example. Tell me someone who don't give Steve C his flowers.
That's true. No one.
Again, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Marika. Amazing job and congratulations for getting the investment. But again, before I let you go, invite people over to check you guys out at BuildHub. And if they want to work with you, where do they go and how do they do that?
Hi guys, I'm Marika from BuildHub.ph. We're a B2B online construction marketplace solving pain points of post-fulfillment for financing and logistics. So we are actually participating on September 26 to 27 at Echelon, Philippines.
Oh, you're doing nice. Okay.
Yes, we hope to see you there so we can talk, we can share more about who we are and what we want to do to change the construction industry in the Philippines and build the future of the construction industry in the Philippines. And if you do want to check us out, please visit us at www.buildhub.ph and we're happy to service your construction supplies needs. Yeah.
Nicely said. But before I'll let you go, follow us on whatever podcast after you're listening to, whether Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And as we did say some jargon, it's going to be the show notes on hustleshare.com. If you also want to be like one of the brands that support Hustleshare out here, you can actually sign up at premium.hustleshare.com. And again, Marika, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.